So I want to talk a little bit more about Your Lucky Day, if we could, real
Yeah.
quick. So yeah, Netflix top five, top four.
I think.
It came together for not that much money. It also, stars Angus Cloud, who, unfortunately, tragically, is no longer with us. Um, so how did this film land in your hands? How did the script get to you?
Um, yeah, man. I some people don't buy into like uh and I understand it because it sounds insane, but like
Hmm.
I do buy into some version of like serendipity or more so I just believe in a version of like not as much of a like the secret like if I ask for $1 million I get $1 million, but I do
Hmm.
kind of buy into the idea of like you get what you put out.
Me
So if
too.
you're kind of attracting a certain kind of energy,
Hmm.
that's who will come to you, and if you're attracting something else, that's who will come to you. And that part I kind
Hmm.
of do buy into because I think that's less of just a magical universe situation and more like this is what I'm trying to attract, and I probably
Yep.
will. You know what I mean?
Totally. Totally.
And this was definitely one of those kind of weird scenarios where I don't know, a year into the pandemic, I'd been basically doing all my stuff with the same kind of director, producer, partner of mine, who's still to this day one of my best friends, and we will definitely keep making stuff together. But about a year in, he got a phenomenal real job. Like it was just a
Hmm.
scenario where like the pandemic's happening, he's got kids and got offered this great job as like head of production for a major corporation, and
Hmm.
it's an amazing job. He's making the most beautiful content that he's ever made on like huge budgets. It's awesome. But
Yeah. Yeah.
when he told me, I was kind of like, okay, okay, good to know. Like, but then I kind of went into like not an existential crisis, but just like, all right, well, what should I be putting my efforts into and time into? And I don't have that job.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and I kind of went to my wife, and we kind of talked about it and decided like, all right, I'm going to put all my effort into writing and acting.
Hmm.
And I'll only produce if it's either something that I wrote that I want to try to make happen, or just something that couldn't be like I'll regret not being a part of it. It's such a perfect fit for me, sort of thing. And I really didn't think something like that would happen for like a few years.
Hmm.
And then a week later, I get this phone call from a casting director, Jessica Sherman, who I'd worked with before. Um, and she basically said, "Hey, I got this director and the script. I'm helping him. I'm gonna help him cast. I think you have to produce his movie." And I literally just said like, "I'm good." I literally just had kind of made a decision to do this, whatever. And she was like, "Watch his short, just like whatever." So I watched two of his shorts. One of them is a short based on Your Lucky Day that he made in 2010, and the other is
Hmm.
this kind of like incredible art film.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Fuck."
Hmm.
Send me the script, and she sends it to me, and I got like 30 pages in, and I was like, I'm gonna keep reading this, but like let's just set up the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was
Hmm.
in. So it couldn't have been a better like natural fit.
Yeah. Yeah. And who was the writer director again?
Dan Brown, first
Dan
feature.
Brown. Yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
knocked it
he
out
was
of the
a
park. Yeah,
dude,
really,
knocked
really
out of the
good.
park. Can't say
Um,
enough good things.
yeah, totally. So like when was that first meeting? I mean, the movie came out, well, I don't know when you premiered.
Yeah, we premiered this past September at Fantastic Fest, and we shot it like a year and a half earlier, almost 2 years earlier.
Oh wow.
Being like a no budget movie,
Mhm.
Dan was a animator and VFX artist in a past life,
Mhm.
and so Dan did like 400 VFX shots.
Yeah.
Himself.
Wow.
So we like used a company that he worked with on some of the bigger shots that some
Mhm.
people I don't think have any idea is VFX in the movie, but
Yeah.
then there was a lot of smaller just stuff that he did all of, and
Yeah.
post just took a
That's
long time, and
getting his Gareth Edwards on how he did
a hundred
monsters.
percent, dude.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome. Uh, yeah, that's sick. Okay, so it was shot about a year and a half, 2 years before it premiered in September 2023. When was that meeting? The initial meeting?
Like right before we went
Shot?
into production.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry if you already said that.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. We
Oh,
we
you did.
we met like right before pre-production.
Damn.
He was like gung ho on making this thing,
Hmm.
and I think she quickly realized the casting director quickly realized that he didn't have a producer who'd ever made a feature before. And so she
Mhm.
was like, "I need to set you up with Luke," and it was really
Yeah.
a great fit. Like we're working on his next one now, and it's just like it's rare you meet those people that you're kind of like, "Oh, right, we really have similar sensibilities and work well together."
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that so much. Cool. Yeah, I mean, that's so crazy, and I'm sure you guys are just over the moon with the release and how it's all gone. I've seen tons of people saying great stuff about it online.
The Social Screenwriters Podcast. The Social